London. I don't know. She's a year-ish. They're not sure how old she is. She's a pretty nice pup. She just has absolutely no idea what it's like to act appropriately in a human home. A couple of things I want to point out. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. She's panting. It's relatively cold today. It's maybe 60 degrees if we're lucky. If you look at her tongue, you can see some stress signals. The florid, the width of the tongue, the color of the tongue. All these are indicators of stress. The thing is it's not necessarily bad stress. It's excitement or arousal. And as a result, what we're doing is forcing her to focus on what she's supposed to be doing. And if you take a look at the close-ups of her tongue, you see those, what they are, the salivary seagulls. They're imprints from the roof of her mouth, which actually is indicative of a controlled state, helping her to kind of reinforce for herself that, being calm is a good thing. And that's always a good sign to see. When you see those little marks on the tongue from the imprints of the roof of the mouth, basically it means that they're relaxing. Cortisol levels in dogs, when they're in aroused states, have a tendency to escalate. And the easiest physical indicator that you can get is the tongue. And here, like I said, the panting, the breadth of the tongue is wider than the eye teeth on the lower jaw. Those are signs of stress. By the same token, she's basically working herself down as opposed to building herself up. So that's actually kind of a neat thing that you're actually able to see, which is cool because this is one of the things I'm going to be doing on Sunday. Let's look at the dog stress out. Okay. Good girl. Okay. Good fun. What's she doing over there? You still wearing me out? Huh? Good. Good enough. Here. Good.
Check your mic.
Somebody might have. Oh. Sit. Stay. Somebody might have pulled something out.
That's not the other camera, is it?
There's two. Which one's the other one?
The one that was still set up for the cable shots?
Something with the frequency.
The one for the cable shots. The
new one's run, but they just got
the tripod.
Yeah, this one's the one on the tripod. You want me to put it back? I originally thought
check this out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I originally thought those were going to be disguised as one continuous shot.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But that would have only worked if it was only on the table. And not if we have the person in the shot.
Were they both on the table?
I had it on.
Want mine?
We could use Peter's.
No?
So that way you can't hear him mumbling under his breath anymore.
Did they hear me mumbling?
I'm sorry?
Did they hear me mumbling?
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
I'm going to set up that camera right now.
We wasn't talking, so anytime you moved, it was going off. So I already have that off.
Yeah, I apologize for bringing this show out here, but, if we got to work them through the problems when they occur.
Yeah.
Stay. Right there, big fella. This piece of image. No, thank you. Okay, good girl. So, where the other dog we had no lack of enthusiasm for people, but the wrong kind of enthusiasm. Here we have a dog who thinks that people are greater than sliced bread. So comportment and self-control is equally important for her. Sit. Okay. Good. And earlier, we were talking about doing work with dogs on a long line and teaching them to work towards you, as opposed to keeping them on a short leash and forcing them to do things. One of the reasons why it's more beneficial is because here is an environment where this dog has the latitude to be able to move away. She knows full well that I can't stop her. If she decides to go, she's going to go. And without putting a lot of pressure on her, if given the opportunity, to make the right choice. But a lot of times when you have dogs that are just so nice choice. And again, I'm not tapping. I'm actually going to put this in my pocket so that essentially you can see that conditioning has taught this dog that the Pez dispenser's over here. Very nice, very nice. Now she gets a little out of control and over exuberant with her owner, you can still, because erratic movement has a tendency to signal to the dog your anxiety about the situation should be her anxiety too. If you give a poor signal and you're not able to communicate your intention successfully, what do you think the message to the dog is going to be? I don't know what you want. So I'm going to react the way I think I should respond, which isn't necessarily appropriate. She's had a lot of this in her life. Okay, you go to hand on her and stuff, and she has a tendency to kind of wig out a little bit. We actually did a little bit of counter conditioning with her because to her, the expectation of the approach of a human hand is not necessarily one of pleasure. So when you go to pet her, she'd shy back, or she'd turn her head, or she'd go to grab your hand. So what we did was actually teach her to ignore it. Because a lot of times what would happen is when her owner would go to handle her, she would grapple it and wrestle with it. And as a result, she kept on thinking, the dog kept on thinking, human hand's coming. What do I do? So we want to get her used to the idea that we move slow and very deliberately, she should move slow and very deliberately. Good girl, London. Okay. Good pup. They're just all a jumble. Now I'm going to get dirty. My hands are dirty. I can't have that. Good pup. And this. That's what you call zest for life. Here. Good. Sit. Aha! There's a guy on the ground. Look at that. He's right within striking range. You want him? Go get him. Here. London. Up, up. Sit. Step. Good girl. Nope. Sit. Stay. Pearl, be quiet. Here. 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 Good girl. There we go. Let's try that again, shall we? This time don't scream so loud. Here. When did this start? Sit. Here. Get your mind out. Here. Good, good. Here. Good, good. Here. Sit. There you go. Think with your head, not with your heart. Leave it. Leave it. Yes. Good, good. Let's go. Here. Good. Chillax. Good, good. Let's go. I know. Let's go. Here. Yes. Yes. Big improvement. Okay. Wow. A little over enthusiasm there. Okay. I didn't deliberately try to hurt her. I probably caught the collars and pinched her a little bit, and I apologize for that. But as you can see, she harbors no ill will, which is the important thing. Hey. Good. In the same token, we've accomplished the one thing I've been after since she got out here. Look at the color of her tongue. It's different. It's not that real florid coral color. And look what else. It's starting to retract. It's no longer that big bowl of, over anxiety or arousal. Good girl. Okay. Well, I'm glad we actually got to see that for a change.
Yeah.
Because her owner's been complaining about it, but I haven't seen it. This is the first time we've seen it. First time I've seen it. Since she was here the first time. Good. Here. Good. And I think part of the problem is the owner's not willing to work through it, or she frustrates the dog to the point to where the dog basically is like, since you're not necessarily cooperating with the dog, but allowing the dog to provide the appropriate response. Good. Good girl. Let's go. Nope. Let's go. Leave it. Leave it. Good. And again, this is pretty... Let's go. This is a pretty big conflict for this dog. So, just by virtue of the fact that she's never been in an environment like this. She's never had all these people and this equipment. Out. Leave it. You need to hush. Good. And the expectation, she's grubbing for food, but the thing is, though, is the expectation is you don't get what you want until I get what I want. Yes. Yes. And basically all I'm after is her to stop fixating on the food and to focus more on me. Okay. Good girl. Here. Good. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. Sit. Stay. Here. Sit. Good. Let's go. There's my girl. Sit. Okay. Nice job. Thank you very much. Is she there?
Yeah.